over and over and over again, and it takes way too long to adjust to. The amount of crossers that we saw and play action off of, so it's an opportunity to run or just drop a very simple pass in the belly of a guy streaking across the middle wide the hell open, is really disappointing. Very disappointing. And it happens too often. It's there's usually a moment when they go, Eureka! They can't cover this, or they don't know what to do when we do this. Well, like any good offensive coordinator, they'll just call it again and again until you say, oh, okay, they figured it out. They got it together. No, we might not for 3 quarters or 2 quarters. We might not figure it out for the rest of the day, and that is maddening.
I don't know that we want to go, or you want me to go in depth too much on this, but the Herzlich analysis of the touchdown on the crosser, I thought was alert, because he's able to see things. This is where when you play at a high level.
Yeah, but he's talking about the coverages, which was fine. Cover 4 on the one side.
But that's a big play in the game. You're like, why is that guy wide open? And in live speed, I'm looking at Kevin Noles jump up and down in anger. I'm thinking, did he blow it? Is he mad at himself? He's a freshman. And then Herzlich's like, nope, you've got 2 halves of the field. You got different principles on either half.
Yes.
And we've got a corner, I believe it was Jerion, that does not come off as guy. There's a passing off there. There's a passing off key that you should be able to read that we did not. My question is that too complicated for our guys?
By the way, that may or may not be true. Now, I get what he was describing, and there are defenses who play it that way. There are other ways to play that. I don't know what our principles are.
Correct.
So
it's so much harder on defense. You can see that if somebody cut off the post too soon, you know what I mean? Because of where the ball goes and the timing, you can guess on offense with reasonable accuracy. On defense, it's tough to know what the rules are.
No, I would need to be in the room to hear that, and how they teach that it can be different. I appreciated his effort to explain why that was. But Tom, regardless of what our principles are, or keys are, it shouldn't happen again and again and again.
It doesn't matter what the principles are.
Yeah.
Stop getting beat by it where it's academic.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing if we were sitting here trying to tell you distinctly why this happened, who was responsible for this. Well, there I'd need to be on the headset, or I need to be in the film room to hear and also to see how they coach it, how they teach that. But moreover, it doesn't matter. They did it. You've been exposed. They did it again. You were exposed again. They did it. Guess what? They're going to do it again. Hey, here's a thought. I bet you when they get the ball back, they're going to do it again because they want to see that you can make the adjustment, and then they're going to make an adjustment off that adjustment. That's what this game is, and they don't have to. They just keep doing it, and it takes too long. That's maddening. One piece of bad news, and then this is largely a positive day. Again, they got to win. But I hate this for the kid because he's played well and he's worked hard too. Florida State announced that they'll be down a starter for the remainder of the season. Coach Norvell announcing that Dennis Briggs Jr. will miss all of 2021, the rest of 2021. His quote, "The growth that I got to see from him, the work that he put in," he said when announcing about Dennis Briggs, he's not going to be able to continue onwards with the rest of this season. Been a good player. They love him. That is now a situation where Florida State becomes pretty thin at a key position. Malcolm Ray already missed time. Didn't play in this game.
Yeah, Lovett missed the Louisville game.
Yeah. So Jared Jackson got his first start Saturday. Joshua Farmer was forced into action, played 11 snaps this last game. So there's some real frustration there. But that's a shame. I just wanted to point out that Dennis Briggs will be out, and so we wish that young man well. He's going to be a good football player for them. All right, so I think our technical issues have finally worked out here.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just won't be on Facebook today, but YouTube's good, and the Twitter stream is good. So.
All right, there we go. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, and, of course, Warchant TV.
Real Talk 93.3 wants you to win $1,000. Why? Because money talks.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Your next chance to win is coming up during the Jeff Cameron Show at 2 p.m. Listen out for the keyword, then click on the Real Talk Money megaphone at realtalk93.com. Money talks. Everything else can take a walk.
Money, I just can't get enough.
While other gun stores come and go, Red Hills Arms remains Tallahassee's go-to local gun store for all your firearms needs. At Red Hills Arms, they're right on target. Stop by today and get welcomed in like family.
Hey, Nole fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state government, including public health and emergency response agencies, our friends at ISF recognize September as National Preparedness Month and want to help you be safe this hurricane season. Visit ISF.com to learn more and download your emergency preparedness plan today. ISF, solving the future.
Clean, renewable energy means fresher air, healthier residents, new green jobs, and a stronger, more resilient community. How we get there is up to you. Share your input today to help shape the Tallahassee of tomorrow. Take the Clean Energy Survey at talgov.com.
Nya, nya, nya. Ba, ba, Babue, Zimbabwe. The broken Bunsen burner burns so bright. Southeast Asian Peninsula.
Hey, Jamie?
Yes.
I think the only line we need from you today is drivers who switch to progressive could say big.
Cool. I just got to finish my warm-ups. Foul, throw in the towel. History.
Switch to Progressive today.
Santa ski slalom in a salmon skin suit.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish is
It's pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Everyone has their own routine after a long day. For me, I like to take a walk with my dog, get some fresh air, maybe relax on the porch, and lay in my hammock in a nice shady spot. No matter what your routine is, you know the sound of those mosquitoes. It starts with just, then another, and then another. And before you know it, you're literally slapping yourself running for safety inside. Paul's Termite and Pest Control has an inexpensive solution to this persistent problem. Paul's has a program that treats the grounds, flower beds, shrubs, and standing water, and it controls mosquitoes year-round, which means you can take back control of your yard and quit smacking yourself across the face. Enjoy your yard again, mosquito-free. Call Paul's Termite and Pest Control today for your free consultation for the elimination of termites or any other pest. Visit Paul's online at callpauls.com. That's callpauls.com.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
The Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. 2 Tallahassee locations, Midtown on Thomasville Road and Northside in the Village Common Shopping Center. Online at orangetheoryfitness.com.
One thing to note here, I thought that Cam McDonald entered the picture. There were a lot of plays designed for him, and I've been complaining about tight ends. So when something happens, now he did miss a critical block that led to an interception, and well, that's a toughie. Kind of can't do that. You kind of undid all the good you did that day, but damn it, man, that happened. But at least there was a tight end that showed up and played a decent game.
Yeah, and the arm angles that Jordan created to get some of those passes off were straight out of Brett Favre's playbook, right? If you just change it, going 3/4 sidearm. But I like that wrinkle. That should be open in those situations, and that's when you're trying to find solutions in the red zone, especially. That's nice.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I talked about the red zone problems all year long, and they were good in the red zone in this game. So there you go. That's good. They still have too many snap issues, both in terms of to the quarterback, but also to the holder on extra points and field goals. I hold my breath with that. The one that the extra point that was missed, that was a bad snap. Timing is everything on kicking. And, I'm not saying you can't go ahead and make the kick, but that's a toughie there.
A comprehensive failure for special teams. Comprehensive on Saturday.
Well, now that is something too that, and Norvell talked about it today. He knows that has to be better. And one of the reasons that he knows it has to be better is they're not good enough to just win straight up. So they got to win the hidden yards. They've got to win in other areas that we don't necessarily talk about all that much. So most people want to talk about an offense or a defense, but when you're a bad team, you have to win special teams. You have to, because you're not always going to win with the personnel we have, certainly on offense or defense. But you can obviously scheme up special teams. Now, you can't help it if a kid muffs a punt. I mean, that's not coaching. I mean, he's there, catch the ball. But good God, man, these kick returns are unwatchable. All that half-stepping is ridiculous. We actually didn't cover kicks well in this game. So that can't be a thing that we see on a regular basis. This was the worst one of the bunch of the game so far this year.
And we just got done talking about the depth of somebody returning punts 2 weeks ago and how it cost us an extra 30 yards.
Got to get better, and they practice it a lot. And so that's a devastating slight there for Coach Papuchis, because that can't happen. That's embarrassing. And it's very, very aggravating because, again, you got to do everything you can when you're not a talented team to give yourself a chance to win games and overcome some of the deficiencies of talent. And you do that by being smart. You do that. And oh, by the way, it should be noted because our fans will point out every penalty this team ever commits. But this is now a few weeks in a row where the other team was penalized more than we were, and they aren't committing a ton of penalties. So that's not a problem anymore.
No, but I mean, look at the situations, right? We're good in the red zone. Syracuse on third down was 2 of 12. They're 0 of 3 on fourth down in the game. How, and they're more penalized than we are. Yes. How in the world does the game end up the way that it did?
Well, the interception and the muff punt.
Right. But special teams in general had a lot to do with that, because every time we were about to stamp them out for the day, either we would kick it out of bounds or they did that this weekend, not us, but still they'd return it to the 35-yard line out of nowhere. Next thing you know, 2 plays later, they're on our side of the field.
You're thinking the Bucs kicking the opening kickoff out of bounds.
Yeah, Penny did that last night. Yeah. They did it to us. That was the only time we had decent starting field position, was when Syracuse didn't give us the chance to return it in the first place. But the 25-yard line is not a loss.
It's great field position for this team, Tom.
It's not a loss.
Let's go ahead and
That's
just take
win.
that fair catch, baby, and take the ball at the 25-yard line. Anything inside of our own 20 is death for us. Just stop doing it. Let's go.
Well, you're also telling me
take it off their plate.
We don't have anybody who can do the job, because think about how many bodies have rotated as a punt returner. Corey Wren was going to be a punt and or kick returner for a while. That has materialized. So if you've got that many different dudes in the back line catching the football for us, that tells me that you don't have a good solution. So therefore, with that being said, the 25-yard line is fine.
But in the pattern of noting that this was a win and that there were good things that came out of it, Fitzgerald, who has been up and down, there's no nice way to say it, that's what he's been up and down, did go out and make a game-winning kick. And let's see what that does for his confidence. Because when you're not consistent and you haven't been great, and your team hasn't won a game, and now you get put in a position to go win a game, and they've worked hard to get to this place, that can be a lot of weight on your shoulders, and he made that look relatively easy.
He has a knack for important kicks being at least, if not outright good, they're going to be good quality kicks. You know, like the Notre Dame one before overtime was unfortunate, but that kick to force it, that's an important kick. So like he's got probably 3 or 4 instances in his brain where I need to make this, and he does. I don't know, that this game in general was one of those where you could look at any side of the ball, all 3 phases of the game, and a lot of individual players, and you could be happy with them for real reasons. You could put 3 or 4 of them together at minimum. Like look at the Cam McDonald example. You just brought him up. There's a lot to be happy about with what Cam did on Saturday. Then there's a glaring mistake where you go, Jesus.
Well, and he never blocks anybody, so there's that.
The offense, Jordan Travis, there's a lot to like about what he did, and he put us in position to win the game by himself because those are all broken plays. Then there are a lot of other throws where you're going, you haven't grown at all. Defensively, we carried the momentum from week to week. We were wondering, is that Louisville foot off the gas?
First quarter was a whole lot to get you some.
They had nothing. They had nothing for us. And then by the end of the first half, they'd only run 25 plays and were on the field for 12 minutes. And it looked like we were out there for 60 plays in a half. We looked gassed. How? How does that happen out of nowhere where you look that tired?
Oh, buddy.
Every phase of the game, you had moments where you're happy and moments where you're just scratching your head saying, what in the world?
They're a team that make football. A friend of mine and I, we were texting back and forth. We make football look so hard. That's the best way to just describe this team. We just make football look so hard, and it is hard. But you get what I'm saying. Above and beyond what should be the norm, we just make football look so hard. And again, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that you're just not a talented football team. You're just not. You're also a beat to hell football team. I mean, it's crazy the amount. So Bayvion's been hurt and he's been playing all this time and he's been beat up, and you find that out later on. Maurice Smith, we know, has been out. What a big deal for him to come back in there. I mean, look up the gut, how much better we were in run blocking with him in there at center. But all these guys, obviously, we talked at length about offensive linemen that have been beat up, but the secondary's beat up. There's no depth. You had a bunch of guys not play in this game. Akeem Dent doesn't play in this game. Travis J plays one play. It's the interception at the end of the half, but he's grimacing as he comes off the field. He's not right either. There are way too many kids, and that's nobody's fault. I mean, injuries are just, that's the way that works. It can happen. But this is a team that, A, can't afford to make a lot of mistakes, isn't very talented, but really we were desperately hoping could, just be healthy enough to give themselves a chance. They're not. They're beat up everywhere. It's nuts.
With that being said, and we've got all week to look forward to it, 3:30 p.m., ESPN on Saturday. What percentage chance do you give us? Because Vegas doesn't like us at all.
No, they don't.
Was that 17 or 18? It was something crazy.
Yeah, it's a big number. I understand that. I mean, we're not a good team, man. I don't give us much of a chance.
Okay. All right.
I'm not saying we can't.
So then we're living on a victory Monday then. We're just going to live in that moment.
But you'll beat UMass after that.
Oh, there you go. 2 out of 3.
Ryan, that's a good point. It's hard to keep Bayvion healthy at 42. He's past his prime. Yeah. It's one thing after the other though, and that is troubling when you're like, oh, Robert Scott, okay, great, he's hurt too, and I know he's been hurt and he's been out there, but you really see his injury that he cannot move all that well, especially in pass pro. He really struggles. James B, thank you, buddy. Good afternoon to you too. We appreciate your contributions to what we do here on the Jeff Cameron Show. No, listen, you're talking about the offensive line. They stuck to a running game this week, James. They stuck to a running game this week. And those extended plays out on the edges are a run game too. I don't usually like that gets brought up all the time by announcers because that form of the quote-unquote that's like a sweep, if you will, a lot of people will say, getting the ball out on the perimeter to your running back, especially because we use running backs out on the edges.
Right.
Yeah, it's also passive. Whereas the run game is very physical, very downhill, and very aggressive. This is usually passive. The quick game is. But that said, it is an extension and a way to get your running backs involved.
Right.
After the
well,
catch.
you want to get them out wide so you can set up a shot up the middle or two, a run up the middle.
Yeah.
That's clearly what this game plan was about. That's why, listen, we are flawed. We are so deeply flawed.
Oh.
But what pissed me
unimaginably flawed.
What pissed me off about week 2 and week 3 is it looked like there wasn't a plan. The plan was let's go out and see what sticks, which is like when you're deficient in skills, all the more reason to have a plan, like a really buttoned up plan that you're going to stick to come hell or high water. In the last couple of weeks, it's been more like that, where you're saying, I see the logic. I know it's not always going to work. We're deeply flawed. We're not good.
But stick to something.
But we've got something that can pay off for us to maybe get us to a certain benchmark, 24 points, 30 points, whatever it is.
Yeah, let's just hope that Jordan can stay healthy because he's going to be a big part of this.
Well, he created a lot of those things that weren't a part of the plan at all, which is we're putting him on the field.
You run around, buddy.
Right.
Run around. Hey, North Carolina is not very good right now compared to what the expectations were, but they're good enough to hit wide open guys on crossers. I'll tell you that. I mean, he'll hit that throw.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're going to make that mistake this year. Last year they threw the ball when they should have run the ball because they had 2 NFL running backs, and they're like, we can throw it on this defense. This year they don't have those options. I would think that they're going to come out throwing. The question will be in the way too early handicapping of that game. That O-line ain't that great at Carolina. So if we can affect the passer with a decent amount of frequency, then maybe you're in the game.
Maybe you're in the game. Let's read this one. That UL hit, we're talking about the Louisville game, on Briggs was intentional. No suspension for a season-ending cheap shot to the knee, but throw them out for a legal hit that just looks bad. I'm with you on this, brother. I was incensed. I said it to Tom right when it happened.
Yeah.
I've been incensed about this since it happened, and I don't want to say what I would have done because it's probably not becoming as a coach, but there would have been retribution. And that because I believe, as this commenter does, that was intentional, and that rule has been in place for some time now. And when you watch it, he has plenty of time to see that he's engaged, and then he goes straight for that knee down low from the side. That's infuriating.
Yeah, that guy's name is Proton Packin. So for him to be negative, as a proton, that's very difficult.
But that's well played. I'm gonna tell you something. There would be. I mean, see, this is where I'd get in trouble. Because if we play Louisville next year, there'd be, oops, look at that. We took one of your guys out. Sucks, doesn't it?
Boy, your foot's just on the field. Sorry about that, man.
Somebody's going to get hurt. Jeff Cameron Show 93.3, Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
The Quincy Police Department issued a statement Sunday asking for any information about a shooting that occurred Saturday and left 2 victims injured. Officers responded to the 400 block of South Stewart Street in reference to shots being fired. Officers found a 25 and a 23-year-old victims suffering from gunshot wounds. Both victims were taken to the local hospital and are in stable condition. If you have any information, contact Crime Stoppers at 850-574-TIPS, or you can remain anonymous and receive a monetary reward of up to $5,000. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office announced Saturday the arrest of 50-year-old Kelly Mosley. She was a behavior counselor for Franklin County Schools, where she allegedly met and groomed a juvenile victim. The victim was between the ages of 13 and 17. Mosley gave a full confession to having sex multiple times and places with the victim. She also revealed that she had electronically sent graphic photographs of herself to the juvenile. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update, brought to you by McDonald Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at McDonaldSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. High temperatures reach up to 86 this afternoon under overcast skies with a chance for scattered storms. Winds out of the south around 5 miles per hour. Chance for scattered storms tonight. Lows dip down to about 71. Overcast skies. Scattered thunderstorms likely tomorrow. Highs level off around 82. Cloudy skies expected. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 82.
Hi, I'm Jeff, founder of Which Superior Sandwiches, and I'm here to tell you about our signature witch, the Wicked. Why call it the Wicked? Some say it's wicked tasty, some say it's wicked large. One thing's for sure, with oven-roasted turkey, ham, pepperoni, roast beef, and bacon, as well as your choice of 3 cheeses, it definitely takes you from wicked hungry to wicked happy in just a few wicked good bites. Only at Which Superior Sandwiches.
On Wednesday, the Wicked is just $5. 5 meats, 3 cheeses, $5.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Here's what you missed on the Greg Tish Show.
I bought this really nice pair of sunglasses. Anytime you look at your sunglasses and think, man, I'm doing good. I've had these a long time. Gone. Cheap sunglasses, you'll have them forever. But why does that happen?
I'll do you one better. I had a really nice pair of Oakley razors. Accidentally got knocked off of my head by my wife, and then she stomped on them.
I would do that too with the razors, with anything Oakley.
The Greg Tish Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., only on Real Talk 93.3. The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
In the coffers, but this is the first, so we'll take it, and that's good. That's fun, and hopefully they grow from it. You never really know just how far that'll take you. I mean, they're limited, yes, physically, but mentally they get the burden, they get the monkey off their back, they get the relief of having won a game. And it is true that obviously when you get a little taste of that, you think, well, this sure beats losing. Let's see if we can do this again. And so who knows? And I don't know if they did, but I hope, just judging by the celebration, that they were able to revel in that and have a good time with it. We get caught up about where the program ought to be and where it's been historically and where it's not currently. But day to day and trying to get better and then finally winning a game, let those kids celebrate, man. Let them go nuts. It's not about projecting our frustrations onto them as fans where we say, oh, well, you're going to celebrate the big Syracuse win. Yeah, you're damn right. They should be celebrating the big Syracuse win. When you've lost at home to Jacksonville State and you're over and you've figured out ways to lose games in the waning seconds of every one of them, then yes, when you get one, celebrate the hell out of that. And I hope they did. I hope they got loose on Tennessee Street on Saturday night. And I hope the coaches were cool with it.
That's kind of the off-brand area to go get loose these days, though.
I don't know where anybody gets loose anymore.
It's college town, right? You just go to, or you go to the club.
I'm aging myself. The club.
There's a couple of that go to. I'm not naming it. They don't advertise with us.
What's the club? I was like, where are we going?
Oh,
these days?
Tallahassee's definition of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple. But yeah, Tennessee is like, it's gone, man. You got a couple places that you can hit. But
people don't go over to Tennessee Street to party anymore at FSU.
It's probably like going to Timbuktu compared to the way it is now. All you need to do is roll out of bed and you're in college town.
I'm not discouraging people from going to or not going to anywhere. I'm just
saying the frequency with which people head there. It's not the default location.
I know they don't advertise here, but it's a Tallahassee institution. Does Bullwinkle still do well?
Oh yeah, they do.
I would assume they still do well.
Mm-hmm. Still, you never want to try them. 21 and up, man. Don't even try it.
Now that was not the case when I was in school.
I mean, you could get into Bullwinkle's easily.
Early 90s, people could get into Bullwinkle's.
Really?
I mean, they were
It
good.
was a zero. That and Poor Paul's. Everybody was like, nope, don't.
No,
even
they got
try
better
it.
and better
it's
and
like
better.
A lifetime ban. You're screwed. Don't. And they'll call the cops. All of it. Don't try it.
Yeah. By the way, Ryan, you are right. And I even did this on the pregame show, and I said it last night during the Smash. Can we get a win against, say, Syracuse? And I say Syracuse that way condescendingly. We did get a win against the likes of Syracuse. We got that victory over Syracuse. Suck it, Syracuse. Woo! Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, move up one spot in the ACC power rankings. That's what you're going to do. You're going to pass Syracuse.
One spot of the power rankings, buddy.
Not in the basement anymore.
Are we worried about power rankings?
I'm worried about. I will worry about anything that takes my mind off of the long-term thing that you're talking about, which is projecting frustrations on these players.
The long-term rebuild.
Yes, I know that's there. That's going to be there tomorrow when I wake up, and the next day, and the next day.
Dude, it's going to be there next year.
I'll be 37 or 38 years old before maybe we don't have to think about that anymore. Maybe we'll get there in that time. So if there's something to distract me now, like ACC power rankings, sure, I'll take them. First full week of basketball practice coming up this week, sure, I'll think about that instead as well. That long-term rebuild, it's not going anywhere. It's there.
I'm not moving on from football. I'm locked in for this season. I'm here for it. Now, listen, basketball always excites me, and Leonard Hamilton's my guy, and they've been an amazing success story, but there's still work to be done here, Tom. Don't you get distracted by everything else. You stay locked in.
I'm locked in on football.
You stay locked in on this climb.
That's right, sir. And
you stay locked in on this climb. You never know. You're the one who thinks North Carolina is just a garbage-ass program that has no chance on Saturday. You preseason, you thought, oh, we're going to go up there and win.
And did I look smarter the day after we did that win-loss projection, or maybe that Saturday or Sunday after I did that win-loss projection than I did in the moment? Sure, because Virginia Tech destroyed them.
Yeah, and
they lost by over 20 points to Georgia Tech. Yes, they are a garbage-ass program. The problem is we might be stinkier.
Oh, buddy, yeah, that's where, I mean, look, it was a
stinky, hefty.
It was a two-pronged mistake. You were overestimating what we could be. And that they don't, look, at the end of the day,
it's a one-prong mistake.
No,
North Carolina is not a mistake.
No, in this sense, that matchup, in your estimation of that matchup specific to the two teams, I'm not talking about the season Carolina's having. I'm talking about what they are compared to what we are.
That was a dead-on assessment.
Yes, they're not as good as a lot of preseason prognosticators had them be.
Top 10, legitimately top 10, some claim.
Right, that was wrong.
Nonsense.
You got that right. But as it pertains to our matchup with them, buddy, we don't match up real well in the sense that they have probably an NFL quarterback.
A third stringer? How? No.
Oh, no. I don't know. I'm not saying Sam Howell is a first-round pick.
Yeah.
But he's an NFL quarterback. He'll go to the league. He's going to get drafted.
All right.
He's going to get drafted. Now, that's different than me telling you, hey, I want him or he's really good. I'm just saying he's going to get drafted, and he'll be in the league next year. Now, not as a starter, but he'll be in the league. Look at the quarterbacks that have brutalized us. They're garbage-ass quarterbacks.
Sam Howell's 0-1 against the Noles. 0-1. And that D-line wasn't any good last year.
Man.
This D-line's way better.
That's the part that gives you hope.
I mean, how much were they favored by to beat Georgia Tech?
I know.
Had to be a big number.
Yeah, with the ACC, goodness gracious. What Pitt did to Georgia Tech this weekend, right after Georgia Tech, he just done that.
The circle of suck is strong.
Oh, my God. Hey, now. That is
that's a next level one.
The circle of suck is strong. Come to the ACC. I know we have to take another break in here, don't we? We do. Let's leave you with the circle of suck is strong.
Is your business interested in exploring safe, secure, remote access capabilities for your employees? Not sure whether to go with a Mac or with a Windows system? Call the folks at Mac & More Systems, and they can give you the guidance to make the best decision for your needs. Visit macandmoresystems.com today.
Hi, this is Justin Colvin, founder of the Medicare Help Desk. I routinely speak to seniors who are overwhelmed by the multitude of coverage options available to them. That's why I created the Medicare Help Desk radio show. Tune in every Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where I provide clear answers to all your questions about Medicare.
The weather is unpredictable and can cause issues around your home. Weston Trawick provides commercial, residential, and industrial electrical wiring services, yearly inspections on fire alarms, portable generator sales, and so much more. With 24/7 emergency service and repair, Weston Trawick will be your calm in the storm. Give them a call at 514-0003. Weston Trawick, professional electrical services day or night. Visit online at westontrawick.com.
I call Swain Pools and Spas. Now I'm soaking up the fun when I want to.
I call Tallahassee Car Care and they're fixing my car when I want to.
Hey, what are you doing? This is a Swain Pools and Spas commercial.
I'm turning it into a Tallahassee Car Care commercial.
But Swain Pools and Spas is a full-service shop offering sales, renovation, supplies, and more for years.
And Tallahassee Car Care is a full-service shop offering brake and tire service, batteries, oil changes, and more for years.
But people go to Swain Pools for quality and reliability. Nobody knows more about pools and spas, and Swain has new Caldera spas in stock right now.
And people go to Tallahassee Car Care for their 5-star service at great prices, with most maintenance done by their certified technicians while you wait.
You know what? Just look for the big Swain sign on West Tharp Street, because Swain Pools and Tallahassee Car Care are under the same roof. Online at swainpools.com.
Online at tallahasseecarcare.com.
Swain Pools and Spas.
New deals and new specials are now available at Jerry's Famous Cigar Shop. Each week, Jerry's will offer double Jerry's bucks on select featured cigar brands. You'll get 10 Jerry's bucks for every $50 you spend, plus standard bucks and Mucker member discounts. It's first come, first served, so don't wait. Curbside pickup is available at both Jerry's Cigar Shop locations, plus free UPS shipping on orders over $29. You can find all the great deals and specials at jerrycigarshop.com. That's jerrycigarshop.com.
if you weren't the owner of Gordo's and all those wonderful restaurants, Eddie, what would you be doing?
I think I'd want to be I don't know what I'd want to be, a boat captain or a cowboy.
You know how to use a lasso?
No.
You'd have to do that if you were a cowboy.
Yeah, but I've never even been on a horse. It's not my place to be on a horse.
I agree. And the horse thanks you. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. 2 Tallahassee locations, Midtown on Thomasville Road and Northside in the Village Common Shopping Center. Online at orangetheoryfitness.com.
Utah State BYU game, nor the Wake versus Louisville game. I did get the half-point cover over Illinois. I did get the Minnesota win straight up over Purdue. I did get the Nebraska win over Northwestern. I did get the Oregon State win over Washington. I did get the UTEP win over Old Dominion. Lost the Troy, South Carolina game, which is frustrating. And then got screwed in my 3-team teaser because the Saints are a-holes.
Oh, no wonder you brought that up earlier in the Monday morning phone conversation. I didn't realize it was part of the 3-team teaser.
No, it's frustrating. I had Packers, easy cover there. I had Cincinnati, not as easy, but they covered. And then all the Saints got to do is hold on to beat the lowly Giants. But nay.
No, sir.
Well, they got to lose in overtime. A man shuts it down, decides he's going to sit on the lead. Hour number 2, forthcoming. Hang in.
Talk 93.3 wants you to win $1,000.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
It's time to win some cash. And here's this hour's keyword.
Bank. B-A-N-K. Bank.
Click on the Real Talk Money Megaphone at realtalk93.com to enter the keyword for your chance to win $1,000 in this nationwide contest. Money talks. Everything else can take a walk.
Money, I just can't get enough.
Coming up next, more of the Jeff Cameron Show. Live and local on Real Talk 93.3. WVFT, Gretna, Tallahassee.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott.
We will hear argument first this morning in original case 143, Mississippi against Tennessee.
Chief Justice John Roberts announcing the Supreme Court's first case. The court has begun a new term. Back in the courtroom after a nearly 19-month absence due to the pandemic, the court put fresh eyes on several key issues in coming months. 8 of the 9 justices took the bench this morning for the first arguments of the new term. Justice Brett Kavanaugh participating remotely from his home after testing positive for COVID-19 late last week. The findings in the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists Pandora Papers are astonishingly wide-ranging.
The report suggests that although much of the activity does not appear to be illegal, many of the accounts were designed to evade taxes and conceal assets for other reasons. Some of those targeted have strongly denied the claims. The investigation has dug into accounts registered in familiar offshore havens, including the British Virgin Islands, the Seychelles, Hong Kong, and Belize. But some of the secret accounts were also scattered around trusts set up in the US, including 81 in South Dakota and 37 in Florida. Charles de Ledesma, London.
Also at townhall.com, a decision by OPEC could result in even higher prices at the gas pump.
The cartel and its allies are sticking with a gradual approach to restoring oil output, which was slashed during the pandemic. They'll add just 400,000 barrels per day to production next month. The decision comes amid stronger demand for oil products like gasoline and jet fuel.
Correspondent Rich Thomas had said crude prices spiked on words of OPEC's latest move. Stocks deep in the red, the Dow off 376 points. The NASDAQ is down 344. More at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like by a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
Hey, Nole fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state government, including public health and emergency response agencies, our friends at ISF recognize September as National Preparedness Month and want to help you be safe this hurricane season. Visit ISF.com to learn more and download your emergency preparedness plan today. ISF, solving the future.
These recruiting updates are nothing but fluff.
Are you wasting your time again on free blogs and social media to get the scoop on FSU recruiting?
Yeah, it's all bait and switch. You're on Warchant.com. What's really going on with FSU recruiting?
Could be another top 5 class, but for the real scoop, you'll need to get your own Warchant subscription.
What's it cost?
Free. There's a 30-day trial offer. Just sign up and you'll get full access through signing day. And nobody has more accurate and timely information than Warchant.com.
You know I like free. Sign me up. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole source.
Broadcasting live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, we've rightfully pointed out other issues as well with the aspects of the win, but a win nonetheless. That's the way to point it out. A win nonetheless, and we'll see if they can piggyback and play with some confidence now that they got a win under their belt. Who knows? Maybe they're buoyed. They're still not a gifted team. Let's put it that way. Not a terribly gifted team, but they might be buoyed and more confident because they got a win.
We talked before the game started on Tallahassee Game Day, which is around for home games, so we'll be off for a couple of weeks, but every home game Saturday, 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked you about Adam Fuller and what the defense needed to do in order for him to not be a talking point on Monday.
Yeah.
This played out really weird, man, because the first quarter and a half, it starts out great. And if you look at situations, if you look at big moments and big plays.
Win third downs. They win the fourth down. They get the goal line stand. They did a lot of things. Hey, listen, at the end of the game, the defense plays huge, Tom, to your point. I mean, who amongst us thought they were going to get that stop? Nobody. I did not believe they were going to get that stop. I thought, here's how it ends. And I was enraged because I knew the game was over when we're up 2 scores and they're punting to us and we're going to get the ball at the 50 and you fumble that punt. And that's what sorry-ass football teams do, is find ways to lose games they've got won. The age-old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. In that moment, that is exactly what you thought was going to happen. And I hurt for them. I really did, because there are some things that you can get mad about coaching-wise, but that's just a kid dropping a punt. That just dropping a damn punt for no reason. Now,
that was right on the heels of him dropping the backwards pass.
And he didn't realize that it was lateral, and it's a good thing that somebody else did, Parchment.
That he blew his assignment such that he was in position to see the football, grab the football and score.
It's a microcosm.
You notice Norvell is mad at him.
Yeah, he's like, what are you doing?
Now, good job, but you should never be in a position to go find that football.
Yeah, it was great.
So how would you assess the defense then?
Oh, I'm mad, Tom. I'm not happy. I thought they had taken the big step forward with the way they played in the first quarter. There was real carryover from the second half the week before. Syracuse was completely stymied. The Tucker kid was completely shut down. In fact, he was shut down for the vast majority of the game. That's what really hurts about criticizing the defense right now, is that they do so many things. They do some things well.
Good self-edit there.
And but when they give it up, boy, do they give up the ghost. I mean, once somebody finds something to prey upon, they just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And that inability to adjust quicker is immensely frustrating. Again, I fully recognize that a big part of the problem is they're all beat up. You had basically a walk-on at one point out there playing safety. I mean, they've had some real issues with health, and that isn't the coach's fault. But there are enough things that are directly pointing at the coaches to get you angry. The secondary, you're stuck, man, in a weird way, because we all know who's recruiting Travis Hunter.
Yeah, that's correct.
But he's an individual.
Well, the position coach is.
The position coach is.
Well, can we stop? And this is what I said, I think probably after week one, maybe it was week 2. Can we stop with preseason hype for the defensive backs? I'm tired of it. Every year we talk about they're going to be the best unit on the team. Stop. It's 5 years of that. Maybe one of those years it was true. Maybe.
But would you not agree, and this is where it's frustrating, Tom, would you not agree that they have some talent there?
Some, but enough to be bona fide the number one unit on the team?
Well, the number one unit on this team is the front four.
Yep.
But listen, they're not doing a good job on the back end. And there are 2 guys on this team that I've brought up a lot that are going to have to get, well, there's more than 2. There's more than 2. I mean, this is not the day to do over under how many coaches get replaced.
Right.
But I would say that
no, because it's Victory Monday.
That's right.
Victory Monday.
But Coach Woodson.
Hey, whoa, yeah. No, you need Travis Hunter is a domino that knocks other dominoes down and away from Tallahassee. So whatever needs to be in place in order for him to come here, I don't care what that is. Make sure it's in place.
Well, clearly, I'm not saying get rid of him because they can't. But man, I mean, 2 fingers, right? 2 fingers to my eyes, 2 fingers back to you. I've done this with Chris Marv as well.
But I think maybe
I'm looking at you, John Papuchis.
Maybe they're more limited than we give them credit for.
Special teams coordinator.
Maybe it's the Josh Kando's dominating camp talking point, because our receivers don't get open against anybody. So maybe that's why they look so good in camp, and we're like, look at these guys. I mean, even going back to Stanford Samuels, remember, he owned camp that year too, and we thought, there's your best defensive back.
No, but don't confuse playing well and lacking ability, or not playing well and lacking ability. That we have some kids on this roster in that defensive backfield that can, they're athletic. Period. They are athletic. If you play with poor technique, eventually that's on coaching. If you're confused and the communication gap continues to widen for whatever reason when you get certain looks, that's on coaching. That's not on an inability to make plays. That's like, they don't have talent at quarterback. So I don't care who the quarterback coach is. The quarterbacks on this roster suck. They don't have a lot of talent at wide receiver right now. I'm going to be a little bit more patient. Okay. Although I know a lot of our fan base is upset with Coach Dugans right now. I'm just saying they don't have
who you're bringing in.
They don't win one-on-one battles, etc. But they don't, the communication problems and the being in the wrong place repeatedly victimized by the same play. Man, at some point, that's not because they can't run and jump. That's coaching, and that is aggravating.
Yeah, I think we're arriving to the same place for different explanations and different reasons. But, I'm just not going to buy into.
Well, yeah, you're just going to say they're not going to play well. I don't care how talented they are. You
right.
Can say that.
Well, that they're going to be the pride of this team. Because that's the way it was talked about in preseason. Is like that group's going to be the pride of this team. It's that D-line. That D-line is that D-line and those 2 running backs. Maybe a little bit of Jordan Travis making something out of nothing, but you can't live and die on that.
No.
The previous 2 things, front 4 and the 2 running backs, are the things that we tune in every week and expect to see good plays made. Good plays made. Like things that resemble mid-level college football. Not good for us, like legitimately good plays. Outside of that, I don't tune in expecting on Saturday anybody else to do anything where I go, well, damn it, we've locked this thing down.
I really wish, when we do this, assessing percentages of blame has to be the way you go out the conversation. Like with the defensive backs, is that a 60-40 coaches to players blame? When you do it with wide receivers, is that a 70-30 players to coaches blame?
Right,
Is that as you go through the list,
they're allowed to catch the ball too.
I mean, that's what I mean. We have, but again, when you're in the midst of a major rebuild and you nuked it because you kept starting over and you've had a bunch of different coaches, and I get it. That you have patience is not a strong suit of any fan. Period. It's really not a strong suit of anybody who'd like to see something that they care about be better. I mean, it's just you're never going to be real patient with that process. So I'm constantly mindful of that. But yeah, when you watch so what happens too is you get a win, Tom, and then you're unburdened. You feel good about watching the night games. And you're like, okay, I'm going to sit down and watch these night games.
Kentucky, we live.
Yeah, let's go. We're going to watch this, and it's great. Kentucky knocks off Florida. It's a glorious moment. BC has a good chance to beat. I mean, what a disaster Clemson is. Truly is right now. Just a mess. Should have lost that game.
I also feel a little bit better for the Boston College game because if you look at the output of Clemson's offense, 20-20, okay, that offense is going to put up those numbers against BC. All right. I thought there was little to no chance maybe a couple of weeks ago about that roadie, but okay. If you're going to allow that many yards to Clemson's offense, then we've got some hope.
That's way down the road.
I know. But these are the thoughts I'm having after a win. I'm like, okay. All right, that might be better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. So again, a lot of good things fell into place. Miami started off the weekend great by losing to Virginia, and that's glorious, and that's a beautiful thing to see, and the frustration is very real for them. Then you see on Saturday, obviously we get a win. Florida loses. That is a remarkable number. Mike Norvell is 2-4 in his last 6 games against Power 5 teams, and Dan Mullen's 1-5. That's kind of fun just to say aloud. I know it's very different.
Yeah, in the morning yesterday, just for the hell of it, I searched Dan Mullen's name, and I found Gator accounts, not Nole fans trolling, and I retweeted like 5 of them, just people saying, well, he needed a generational tight end, a stud receiver, and a really good quarterback to go 8-4. That's who he is. I'm like, they are circling.
Oh, they're mad. They're mad.
Yeah, they're circling the gates, man. They're ready. They're ready to throw that guy under the bus after losing to Kentucky.
Well, they didn't like him to begin with.
Correct.
But yeah, so that's pretty funny. I mean, I just thought it was fun to bring that up. The number itself.
That was one of the tweets. It was like, whoa.
Curious indeed.
You have to check that. Just check my notes. Is that right?
That is right. Yes. So nonetheless, that happened. And then in the wake of all of it, you got the Urban Meyer. Family man Urban Meyer right there front and center.
Oh, man. I could not believe that.
Oh, yes, you could.
No. The texts were coming in. I'm like, this night just keeps getting better. You're telling me that Urban's out and about in Columbus, just getting after it a little bit?
Yeah, because it is fun. It is fun to watch that video, as uncomfortable as it makes us all. But it was more fun to listen to this today. Here's Urban Meyer at a press conference that he had to call for being a laughingstock and a distraction.
How did the team react? I mean, they're probably pretty reactionary, or how did they take it? Your apology?
Well, I've always been so defensive of them. I remember when Trevor told me he was going to go to Vegas for his bachelor party. I mean, I was just, my gosh, man, be careful and surround yourself, and because I've seen this happen, and I just the team. I spoke to a bunch of leaders one-on-one. Spoke to all the players. They're good. They were focused on Tennessee, and I apologized again for being a distraction. And a coach should not be a distraction.
How about your family? Did you feel a need to apologize to your family?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, that's not me, and that's oh yeah, they were upset.
Well, of course I did. I mean, Urban Meyer. I love my family, despite overwhelming evidence that I don't, and that I'd rather not be around them. But I mean, of course, because, I've always thought about how it looks to them and how it feels like to be them when I'm never around. And then they see me in these videos, whoring it up out here. My wife's over looking at the grandkids. So, that's just not who I am, even though the video says otherwise. The other part of that is that if we're going to bring in the Jeff Cameron Show PR firm, he's a tough client because he's a repeat offender. A lot of guys make mistakes. Everybody does, all of us. And you can deal with that. You can say, all right, well, we're going to meet this head on and we're going to talk about this straightforward. And we're going to say that this happened and this happened. Here's what's true. Here's what's not. And we'll move forward. But when there's an overabundance of repetition, it gets tough. It's tough. You can't explain it away.
Well, the thing about the JCS PR firm is it's unlike any other business model, this PR firm.
Of course it is, Tom.
Well, here's why.
Yeah.
Most other business models, the more a customer shows up or uses the business, the cheaper it gets, the more discounts you give.
Yeah.
For us, we've got escalating rates. The more that we have to help
this
you.
This is the 5th time I've got to help you, man.
Exactly.
I'm running out of ways.
Are the billable hours, they get more expensive. Yeah. And this guy has just been, he's been maybe our number one client outside of, I don't know, Ryan Braun, Lance Armstrong.
But Ryan Braun's been gone for a long time. So that's, we haven't.
I know Urban's still chasing that record, though.
He's a tough client in a lot of ways. He's disingenuous. People can see right through him. He housed a wife-abusing criminal who he repeatedly defended, then immediately did something stupid upon being hired with Jacksonville and got himself in trouble again. I think
he was being dragged on the dance floor. He did not want to be there.
No, the indignant look on his face about being above it all when he was at Ohio State and had to have his lecture when he was there
for allowing his assistant coach to beat his wife
for years. Yeah, and take him from one place where he was beating his wife to the next place for deleting the text.
The diocese of Urban.
All of it was good. The fake heart attack. I want to spend more time with my family. That's why I took this other job with Fox and then immediately another job with Ohio State. So all of that is good. This one's good too, because I do like that he's unwavering in his efforts to spin. He's asked about what he says to the team, and he tries to put himself in a good light immediately. Because, Tom, he's seen this happen.
Oh, when Trevor had
to go out to Las Vegas for his bachelor party, I said, oh, geez, be careful. I've seen it happen. I mean, not with me, of course, but other people that I've been around. I've seen how it can happen. You got to surround yourself with good people. It's just the team knows. The team knows that I'm Christ-like and that this is just a one-off.
Not like. Scratch that.
Yeah.
I'm Christ.
The team. Yeah. Of course I talked to the team, but they already knew before I got there that I didn't do anything wrong. He's just, he sticks with it over and over again. Did you talk to the team? Oh, well, of course. Oh, I mean, I've seen it happen when Trevor went out to Las Vegas. He rolls his starting card.
That's where he went for his bachelor party,
And I
told him not to.
You shouldn't ever do that. You can't go to Las Vegas. It's a den of iniquity. It's a land of sin. I don't know why you do that, but he insisted. So he went there, and but I advised him carefully. That's why he didn't get in trouble when he was out there, because of me.
Besides, they were at dinner next door to this bar. Everybody was together, and he was dragged over there because people wanted pictures. People wanted to take pictures.
And they got him.
With him.
They got him. They got all kinds of pictures and video to boot.
I suppose the way that he was interacting with the younger person in that video, that's one way to get dragged out onto the dance floor. But I don't know that that's the place you want to be, is a dance floor, if you're going to interact with a co-ed quite like that. But that's me.
He didn't really have a choice, Tom. He's a man of the people. He was minding his own business. There were some people next door. Those people desperately wanted Urban Meyer in their presence to take pictures with, dance with, be around, just to feel the aura. Just to get a sense of the greatness.
Right. They heard he was having dinner next door.
Right.
He didn't volunteer that information.
No.
They had heard. So he's sitting down with his family, and these co-eds just stream into the restaurant. Right. They interrupt the service.
Desperate to be around the aura.
They're making a scene. He's trying to have a family dinner. And they come into the restaurant and they say, Urban, please.
Oh, I can't, guys. You know better than that. I can't. I'm here with my family, drinking a nice Chianti, enjoying the pasta. I can't. I understand you desperately want me to come over and be a part of your dance party and whatever it is you kids do. But I just, okay, one picture, we're
Yep.
just talking about one picture
They,
for
they
the
dragged
group.
him by his hand.
Yeah,
they
we'll
they
do
tugged
this.
him out of the chair. It was an awkward scene, and he did a great job of de-escalating that scene in the restaurant. In fact, he really settled down the atmosphere of the restaurant. They were about to lose a lot of money at that restaurant. I can't tell you how much money they would have lost.
And I care about those people because I'm a man of the people.
It's lots of money.
Urban prides himself as a man of faith, and there's a deep drive by Castellanos. It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Hi, it's Chris Kraft. If you want luxury that speaks to you, if you want a car that exudes class, then come into Infiniti of Tallahassee and reserve your very own all-new 2022 QX60. It's sleek and it's sexy, where state-of-the-art meets real life. Pitch and slide second row seats offer easy access to the third row or cargo, even when a child seat is involved. Google it, you'll see. That's real life, and that's the all-new Infiniti QX60. Come get yours. Infiniti of Tallahassee, next to Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive.
It's pool season, and the huge pool at Killearn Country Club is ready for you. Pool memberships are just $5.99 for the season through September, and come with poolside service and unlimited access to the 19th hole. Live the country club life without the country club price. And don't miss the weekly themed Thursday night dinners featuring exquisitely prepared meals paired with the best wines. Stay up to date with all the events and club deals at KillearnCC.com. That's KillearnCC.com.
If you know me, you know how I feel about supporting local. You also know that I love dad jokes. So it really bugs me when somebody I know calls anyone other than Paul's Termite and Pest Control. This year marks 50 years that Paul's has been servicing our community as a family-owned business. That really means something. All treatment decisions are made right here, not some corporate headquarters 100 miles away, but right here. Local knowledge means they know exactly when and how to beat certain issues that are unique to our region. All decisions about North Florida made by North Floridians, and being local doesn't always mean small. Paul's is the largest locally owned termite, pest, and lawn company in the region, but you'll always get the small town treatment and quick service also. Paul's offers a same-day treatment guarantee if you call by noon. If you see something in the morning that's not supposed to be in your house, call Paul's and they'll get them all that same afternoon. It's that easy. For the elimination of termites or any other pests, and for a greener lawn too, visit callpauls.com.
Applications, onboarding, payroll, termination. Business owners and managers, these are the processes that take away too much time from what you do best. But what if there was a locally owned, responsive solution that would charge you a fraction of the big national payroll companies? Sound too good to be true? It's not. North Florida Payroll Services is Tallahassee owned for nearly 15 years. And in that time, their prices have never changed. The reason North Florida Payroll Services can do that? Exceptional customer service that constantly evolves with the latest technology. From application to termination, for turnkey service for your payroll and HR services, trust a Tallahassee expert and save yourself time and money. North Florida Payroll Services. Online at northfloridapayroll.com.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
I'll never forget
that moment.
As long as I live.
My first call up ever as a member of the National Guard.
When we got to the armory, they briefed us on the wildfires. They were getting dangerously close to homes.
Helicopters were going out to drop water on the fires. Guys in the unit were preparing for firefighting with local fire crews.
At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Florida National Guard. Aired by the Florida Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This is Brian Kilmeade, and I'm excited to be on the air in the capital city. Be sure to tune into my show. I'll be giving you all the latest news, information, and the truth you demand. The Brian Kilmeade Show is live from 9 till noon, right here on Real Talk 93.3.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
before the year even began, Tom, I think you and I were having a conversation about over under length of time before Urban, and the joke is fakes a heart attack again or whatever he says to get out of the job so that he can perhaps get the USC job or whatever it is he desires. I don't know. But we were kind of tongue in cheek having that conversation. And I dismissed it because I thought, well, he knows what his reputation is. And he is very, he's aware of what perceptions are. And I thought, okay, well, you don't take that job and knowing you're going to get Trevor Lawrence, right? And not be prepared to hang in there because you got your franchise quarterback, presumably, and you've got a long leash. I mean, Shad's not thinking my man's walking in there winning 10 games. I mean, they're stuck in a similar situation. They don't have a lot of talent there in Jacksonville, right? So he's not going to lose some games and then just be like, oh, well, that's it. I've started poorly. I'm going to leave and go do something else. I mean, this has to be, you would think, the kind of commit minimum in your mind, 3 years minimum to get this thing starting to move along. You draft well, free agency, you got a young quarterback, you got to develop. It's going to take a while. But the press conference after the loss to Cincinnati, in which Jacksonville actually played well, struck me as incredibly off-putting and odd.
I never saw that one.
He described the loss as devastating. He acted as if they had just lost in the NFC Championship game or the AFC Championship. Like that kind of a loss was a setback he didn't see. It was just crushing, soul crushing, because I know the hearts of these men. Like he's talking about like they lost a significant battle that's going to change the shape of the war. I mean, it's really strange to hear it. Just go back and read it. It seems a bit over the top for a week 4 loss to a better football team by 3. Cincinnati's better than Jacksonville. I think appreciably so. And yet they only lost on a last-second field goal. I don't know that I would have used devastating to describe the loss if I'm in it for the long haul. I would have described this as progress, perhaps, that the team is, I mean, I know you can't get up there and mealy mouth, but you can certainly get up there and be like, well, I thought we did some things better tonight, put ourselves in a position, going to have to learn how to finish. We're a work in progress, but we're getting better. I mean, I thought that first half really revealed that.
Yeah, I'll grab Ira in just a moment here for his weekly hit. But I think what you can say from that is, okay, so he didn't fly home with the team, right? Mm-hmm. He stayed in Ohio, went to Columbus. I think he decided to try and relive as many glory days as he could to feel like a winner again. Like, just get into the psychology of that. What are you there for? It's not just the grandkids. Why are you out?
Well, he's clearly not there for the grandkids.
No, well, consider where he is and consider the pullover he's wearing. Is it a Jaguars pullover? No, it's an Ohio State pullover. He wanted to feel like a winner again and relive any glory day that he possibly could. And one of those words is unfortunate considering the behavior he was exhibiting.
Well, what's interesting is that, and this is what happens with all of the social media outlets in the modern day. If you are a celebrity and your behavior is perhaps unbecoming or certainly is titillating, people not only going to take pictures and video, but lots of them from different angles are going to be doing so. And the lack of wherewithal strikes me in this one because subsequently lots of you have sent me pictures and video, and Director Matthew found some too, that are of different angles. And those angles are the kind of thing that could get him fired. Certainly could get him divorced. Let's put it that way. But yeah, the second and third angles that we're seeing now is probably means this story's not over with. The apologies today sounded like a guy who thought this is now in the rear view, but the angles that have come out subsequently suggest there will be another addressing of this situation.
Yeah, who was dragging whom places would be my question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm stunned. I really thought he was dragged out of the restaurant and he was just posing for some photos. This is a stunning development that there could be a different angle that is perhaps incriminating.
That angle is a problem for him at the very least as it pertains to remaining married. I would think. And I would guess, too, the Jags aren't going to be real pleased with it either. Ira Chaffel, Warchant.com, joins us as he's wont to do on a Monday. Hello, Ira. How are you, brother?
I'm better than Urban. I'm better.
Woo! Man. Have you seen the follow-up angles?
I have. Did anybody in that bar not have their cell phone on it?
Yeah, so that's the other thing is that we here at the Jeff Cameron Show PR firm look to salvage what's left of an individual's reputation in the midst of crisis. But we also give you a little piece of advice moving forward so that you do not subject yourself to this kind of problem again down the line. Clearly, Urban did not take that advice seriously, that you're a public figure, my man, and all of America has a working video camera. That's just the way it works. Like, nobody doesn't. You're busted.
Keep your head on a swivel, big guy. He's just oblivious.
Yeah, that's a toughie. It's just oblivious for a lot of reasons. All right. Bad news today, man. I was sad to see the Dennis Briggs news. I don't want to start sad, but you and I have talked about the win, and I've talked a lot about the win today. So obviously everybody's excited Florida State is out of the, no longer winless. But Briggs has played hard and played well, and he's a kid that a lot of people are excited to see. I think we all are. As the season goes on, to see how he progressed. You find out today he's out for the year now, Ira.
Yeah, I mean, going back to last season, he came back in the middle of last season. He opted out due to COVID, and then he came back in the middle of the season, really, when they were desperate. Marvin Wilson had gotten hurt. I think Corey Durden was banged up. They were really thin at defensive tackle, and he had been a defensive end who was just kind of part-timing a little bit defensive tackle, and he came back in the middle of the season because they basically were desperate and filled in admirably the last few games that season, had a great spring, had a great preseason, and was playing pretty well. And, I think Adam Fuller today said that, Dennis Briggs has probably been one of the most improved players on the team. And so it stinks for him, but it also hurts them defensively. Now, the good thing is that, that is one position where their starters, and Briggs is a part-time starter, but Robert Cooper and Fabian Levitt are playing really well, and then you've got some guys behind them that have played pretty well as well. So I think they can manage okay at that position, but it really stinks for him for sure.
What's the sense you got from Norvell today? I know he's relieved to get a win, and most coaches are just really happy for the kids who come to work every day and bust their hump to try to get out there and put themselves in that position to finally taste some success. But at the same time, as a coach, and this is going to be the way it is the rest of the year, there's enough on that tape to make you sick. So he's got the ability to celebrate a win and be happy for them, but also point to so many areas where they've got to get better. And because I was not at the press conference, relay for me what he said about special teams, because I know he had to have been asked about it. Special teams was outside of the made kick at the end to win it, which is great, was not real good. And I know they spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah, he definitely expressed some frustration there and said that they're going to, because they spend so much time on it, they should be getting a lot more out of it. So he's definitely frustrated with that and said that it's something they're definitely going to look at more in terms of probably personnel, but also maybe how they're teaching things. But, I thought the one big picture takeaway he had from that game, because like you said, there were still some of the same issues in this game, but the fact of the fact that they won it in kind of a last second mode, which is the way they had lost a couple of games. Mm-hmm. And then the fact that really at the very end, all three phases of the game came through and you had to have it. The defense got to stop. The offense ran a 2-minute drill, got down there. Jordan made some plays. There was some good blocking on a couple of his long runs out on the edge. And he gets, they set up the special teams in position to win it. And, Ryan Fitzgerald knocks home the game-winning field goal. So I think that, to me, I think that's going to be one of the big messages he sends to the team is, we have to play complementary football. We've gotten better in some areas. We still struggle in some other areas. But if all three come together at the right time, we have a chance to give ourselves a chance to win some of these games. And that hadn't been the case for much of the season.
Update on the rest of the team's health. Did we hear anything else? I know I was focused on Briggs at the beginning. I wanted to do a follow-up there because but I forgot to ask because I was so pissed off about special teams. Rest of the team, what do we know about the health of the offensive line moving forward and in the secondary where they had some guys miss this past weekend as well?
It did sound like maybe they're going to get some help back in the secondary. Maurice Smith was able to play in that game. So you'd like to think that they're going to have all 5 of those offensive linemen back. I think from a overall health standpoint, it sounds like nothing else major happened. But I do think in the secondary they're going to get. He didn't mention it specifically, but I get the feeling you might see Akeem Dent back. Travis Jay is probably still day to day, but maybe Renardo Green is another guy that they might be able to get back soon.
I'm just curious because Tom and I were talking about this earlier, and it's just you projecting here. How do you think they'll play against North Carolina? I want to know because the number one question I got asked after that game was what I thought it did for them. And I felt much more of a sense of relief as opposed to what I think it does for them moving forward. I think they're so limited in so many areas that I'm not sure it does a lot for them moving forward other than to get the monkey off their back. But maybe you disagree. I mean, what do you think how they'll play this weekend against North Carolina, who has proven not to be nearly as good as the preseason prognostications? And then just in general, what does this win mean?
I think that, the key to that game is if the defensive line can dominate and really force Sam Howell to make plays on the run, get him out of his comfort zone, which I thought they did for a good chunk of last year's game, because they don't have such dynamic running backs and receivers as they did a year ago. I think that gives them a chance defensively to kind of mask some of the deficiencies that they have on the back end. But if that doesn't work, if they really can't get after him and he's able to get comfortable, I think it could be a long day for the defense. I also, as far as the offense goes, I mean, look, if Jordan Travis is going to be willing to run, I think they're going to have a chance to make some plays and they'll have a chance to move the football. They've done that. It's going to be stop and start, like Corey wrote about today on the website. It's not going to be a consistent offensive attack, but he's going to have these drives where he gets a run or two, get the defense on their heels, and they get numbers, and now the running backs can gash you a little bit, and they can put pressure on a defense and put up some points. But that's what I need to see from Jordan Travis. I don't have any illusions that he's going to sit back and throw for 250 yards, but if he can be that willing runner that opens up things for everybody else, then I think they'll be able to move the ball. As far as the big takeaways from this game, really the biggest thing to me is just experiencing a win in the positive moments of getting some fourth down stops or getting a fourth down stop or a couple of them, converting a couple fourth downs, getting off the field on third down a good bit in that game. All those things I think are important for them for just realizing that they can do it, giving them some confidence. So to me, those are the biggest takeaways from the win.
Brother, I always appreciate it. Talk to you again real soon. Be good.
Thanks, Jeff. See you.
Irish Spell, managing editor, Warchant.com. Yeah, I think a lot of us thought about it after the game, too. It was kind of like, well, what do you think it means? I was reluctant to say it means a lot because I don't think it changes the win total for this year appreciably. Like, if you thought that after this horrific beginning to the season, I'm going to guess they win 3 games. Does it change that? No, 3 games sounds about right.
No, I just like some of the situational things like Ira was talking about. I probably made too big of a deal of it by now, but like, for example, the catch that Toafili makes on 3rd and 4 before Trayshawn Ward goes 60 yards down the field and we score on that drive. That's the play of the drive. Like, I get that Trayshawn, it's very important what Ward did, but you're not going to get that opportunity if a young man who hasn't faced a lot of adversity this year, some self-inflicted, some not, doesn't make an important catch, cut up field, and get you a first down. These are the hidden winning plays that you have to stack together in order to be able to win any games that you have left in your schedule not named UMass. So there are examples other than that one catch of things like that. And 2 of 12 on 3rd down for Syracuse is a great example. 0 of 3 on 4th down is another great example for the defense to feel good about itself. That's where I think, you might have some, when you get in some tense moments now down the stretch of this season, you should have more confidence because all of your memories aren't negative things. You might have a positive one or two.
Yeah, there's been a moment where you've succeeded when adversity struck.
Yeah, if I'm playing somebody in a match and where it's a 9-hole match and it's for $50 and it comes down to don't 3-putt on the 9th green and all I've done is 3-putt.
Yeah, and then you don't 3-putt.
Right.
You're like, all right.
Right. Hey, I might be able to do this again someday.
That's a green. I'm me, and I didn't 3-putt. How about that? Right. Yeah. This is a football game. This is 3rd and short. We got to stop.
That's
all right.
I can catch this ball in this situation.
It's allowed. It's legal. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV. Having really fast internet matters, but when there are 4, 5, even 6 things connected to my Wi-Fi at the same time, it's the Wi-Fi speed that I pay attention to. Enter Xfinity. They offer Wi-Fi speeds over a gig, the fastest Wi-Fi you can get. That's a big deal because maybe you're a gamer or a streamer or video chatter, or maybe you're like me and have a big home studio that sucks up some serious bandwidth. Whatever your case may be, you need Wi-Fi that can keep you up with your lifestyle and all the devices that come with it. You need Xfinity because Xfinity knows fast Wi-Fi makes everything better.
Now through October 11th, ask how to get a special offer of $300 back when you get gig speed internet. Or get started with up to 50 Mbps download speeds for $20 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. Click, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig internet and compatible gateway. Actual speeds may vary and are not guaranteed. Offer requires paperless billing and auto pay. Ends 10/11/21. New performance starter internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply.
Tallahassee Police Department responded to a call of a hostage situation just before 8 a.m. Sunday at the 1900 block of Corvallis Avenue inside the University Green Condos condominium complex. When officers arrived on scene, the armed suspect was barricaded inside the home with 2 adult females. A short time after officers arrived, the victims were able to safely exit the home. Roughly 6 hours after officers initially made contact with the suspect, 30-year-old Myra Crittman surrendered and was taken into custody without further incident. The Florida Climate Center is reporting red tide has reached the coastal waters of Franklin County. Hundreds of dead fish are scattered all across the sand, lining the shores of St. George Island. According to the Florida Department of Health, red tide can cause respiratory, skin, eye, or throat irritations. The algae blooms can last anywhere from days to months, depending on a number of conditions, including wind and ocean currents. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update, brought to you by McEnmore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at McEnmoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Frobley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. High temperatures reach up to 86 this afternoon under overcast skies with a chance for scattered storms. Winds out of the south around 5 miles per hour. Chance for scattered storms tonight. Lows dip down to about 71. Overcast skies. Scattered thunderstorms likely tomorrow. Highs level off around 82. Cloudy skies expected. This report is brought to you by The Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 84.
Barry knows cool. He's keeping you comfortable. Barry knows cool. You can put him to the test.
Your home has been a place of great comfort. We can help you keep it that way. Barno Heating and Air is helping you get ready for summer with $1,500 off select new units, 0% financing for qualified buyers, plus worry-free maintenance plans. Learn more or schedule online at BarnoAC.com. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Barno Heating and Air today. For license CAC 1816186.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Here's what you missed on the Greg Tish Show.
New Zealand, they're still in the lockdowns and stuff. 2 men were arrested for illegally smuggling 3 buckets of KFC chicken, 10 cups of coleslaw, fries, and 4 other bags of KFC items. The vehicle was searched and police located cash alongside empty ounce bags and a large amount of takeaway bags.
They're selling coleslaw in dime bags?
Boy, I'll take a dime bag, mate.
Ride the Colonel's Dragon.
Be absolutely fantastic with me, Will. Well, thanks.
11 herbs and spices, baby.
The Greg Tish Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., only on Real Talk 93.3. The Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. 2 Tallahassee locations, Midtown on Thomasville Road and Northside in the Village Common Shopping Center. Online at orangetheoryfitness.com.
Damage. Call my friends at T-Spark Enterprises, Roofing and Construction. T-Spark is 1 phone call, not 2, but 1 phone call, because you don't have to call anybody else but him, because it's the fix the roof guy and the general contractor. Woohoo! There you're set. Take care of any structural damage. Make sure you do that 850-766-1340. T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction.
Another piece of evidence that I'm getting older. I'm seeing more leaves fall around my house and property, and I'm thinking, oh, T-Spark will be here soon. Clear off the roof. That'll be good. There's going to be a lot of leaves on the roof.
I like that you're contemplating the leaves.
I'm doing a head count. Well, in the pool area, it's easy to see. You know, there's some weeks where you're like, my God, do I have any leaves left up there? And yes, we're getting to that part of the year where the gutters need to be taken care of, and he's good with that too.
When was the last time you checked on the season that Buster Posey's having, or it had, because the regular season is in the books?
Probably like 2 months ago when he was at like 16 or 18 home runs, something like that.
So the season that was for Buster Posey was he hit 304, 18 home runs, 56 RBIs.
Maybe it was like yesterday then.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't think he hit many late in the year. He hit most of those home runs the first 2 months of the season. But such is the life for an aging catcher. In your hands, man, your knees, man, all of it. But he OPS'd 889, hit 304, 18
That's
bombs.
really good.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
Go ahead, Buster Posey. Yeah, man, that excited me. I was happy for him, very excited for him, because it certainly looked like he was about done. I mean, he's 34-year-old catcher. It's tough. You get up to that age, but what a career, and good for the Giants. That's a cool story. To have two teams in the same division win over 105 games. You got to be pissed if you're the Dodgers to find yourself in this predicament.
Yeah, he's hit 4 home runs since the 11th of August. So I guess it was. Yeah.
It's been a while.
But yes, if you are the Giants and you unseat Los Angeles and your payroll is what it is, I mean, that is just it. They feel like the Rays do. They feel like the Rays do today.
Well, it also came out of nowhere. I mean, a lot of people certainly saw that the Rays were capable, but the Giants gave you no indications last year that they were about to be anything close to this. But the reason we're bringing up baseball is it's late in the show, and we've got what you always want, which is this scenario by which, I mean, it's not ideal if you believe in the way baseball should be decided, but it is if you love drama and you don't really care about the teams. So Boston and New York have to play a one game. Let's see what happens. The other one's going to hell home.
No, yeah.
After winning 92 games.
It's like freezer food versus fresh food, but you're getting a freezer food game 7. That's what you get up tomorrow night between the Yankees and the Red Sox. That's what you get in the NL on Wednesday. Freezer food game 7. Hey, that's still good enough.
I don't know why, but I do. I feel for Toronto. They went 91-71 and had a plus 183 run differential.
Yes, which incidentally is 61 runs better than the Yankees and the Red Sox combined. You combine those two run differentials, and Toronto's 61 to the good.
So, for example, you would say, well, God, I kind of feel bad for Seattle. They went 90-72 and all that. Yeah, they had a minus 51 run differential. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't have been where they were. That's a cool story, but that's having fun with stats, man. How in the world?
No, it's just super unfortunate that we didn't get that extra chaos. And Toronto, you knew that they were going to deliver on it. And I really thought the Rays were going to sweep the Yankees and make this really interesting. But 1-0 is what gets the job done yesterday for the Yankees.
So, yeah, you're the Dodgers. You win 106 games, and you could get – they went 9-1 in their last 10 games. They've won 7 straight and still lost the division. And still find themselves in this precarious position.
I hate it for them. And they suffered a couple injuries down the stretch too, didn't they?
Yeah. So did the Giants for that matter. But yeah, so did Milwaukee. About the only team that kept it together down the stretch was the one that won whatever they won, 17 of their last 20, and that's St. Louis.
Yeah, there were 4 teams in the major leagues this year that had a run differential above 200, plus 200.
The Dodgers and the Giants are
right,
two of them.
Yeah, the other two are Tampa and Houston. Quietly, the trash can bangers are doing some things.
Well, the trash can bangers actually had a really good year. They won 95 games and held off Seattle. But, yeah, I love where we're at now as sports lovers in general. You're in full phase with college football as you get into this weekend's games. Of course, the NFL now have gotten to a place where it's starting to take a little bit of a shape. You're a week out from the NHL starting back on ESPN now. You don't have to search over God's green acres
tomorrow.
to find it. I know.
Yeah.
So they start back up. And then you've got postseason baseball, which I always love. It is a different animal from regular season baseball, not just because the stakes are higher, just the way that the game is played. So I'm okay. Here we go.
How pissed off at Jimbo is CBS? I know a lot of other people are pissed off at Jimbo today, but CBS had this game circled, A&M Alabama, for 8 p.m. on their network this weekend. And it went from really interesting, like even a week ago, it would have been really interesting, to, what have we done? We wasted our bullet in the chamber.
Well, I think they're probably pretty angry, but not as angry as A&M fans got to be. I mean, the man just got an extension, and a 4-year one at that. And they're like, well, we don't have a passing game. You're a quarterback whisperer, and we don't have a passing game.
Whisper louder.
Yeah. Speak up. It's not working. Probables here or next?
Probably next. We need a quick break.
Jeff Cameron, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Hey guys, it's Greg Tish. It's summertime, it's grilling time. But with a grill that just won't light, you're just going to end up with the summertime blues. Yeah, blues and barbecue go hand in hand, but if you get a custom outdoor kitchen built from Hearth and Patio, you'll feel like a rock star every time those flames kick on. They also sell a full line of incredible high-end grills like Fire Magic, Blaze, and Broil Master, all designed to deliver the ultimate in beauty, performance, and durability. Everything you need to elevate your grilling experience can be found at Hearth and Patio. In fact, anything related to fire can be found at Hearth and Patio. Fire pits, gas lighting, indoor and outdoor fireplaces, wood stoves, and even custom-built pizza ovens. Go see for yourself. Check out their services and products online at hearthpatiotallahassee.com. That's hearthpatiotallahassee.com, or give them a call, 850-727-4282. That's 850-727-4282. At Hearth and Patio, they keep the home fires burning.
Let's be honest, we all have way too much stuff. Maybe your storage closet is full, your garage is full, or the guest bedroom is a mess. Call Southeast Portable Buildings, 580-6400, or visit them online at southeastportablebuildings.com.
Parker Brothers Roofing says don't play games with your roof. Protect your home and your family. The Parker Brothers tell you the truth. If it's your roof, cause it's what we do. With quality, integrity, and pride. Parker Brothers Roofing, professional every time. Stay safe and dry inside.
Getting your roof inspected can save you thousands of dollars in the event of a major storm. Not to mention the peace of mind knowing that you and your family are protected. At Parker Brothers Roofing, we make it easy with free estimates, affordable financing, and professional installation every time since 1995. Call 656-8112 or visit parkerbrothersroofing.net today.
Parker Brothers Roofing, professional every time. Stay safe and dry inside.
Jeff Cameron here, and mark it down. Wednesdays on my show, we're giving away which Wicked sandwiches. That's right. Tune in to the Jeff Cameron Show every Wednesday for your chance at a free Wicked 5 meats and 3 cheeses of deliciousness every week on the JCS. If you weren't the owner of Gordo's and all those wonderful restaurants, Eddie, what would you be doing?
You know, I think I'd want to be I don't know what I'd want to be, a boat captain or a cowboy.
You know how to use a lasso?
No.
You'd have to do that if you were a cowboy.
Yeah, but I've never even been on a horse. It's not my place to be on a horse.
I agree. And the horse thanks you. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Saying goodbye, but we're going to lay out the schedule for you for MLB's postseason this week. Fun week, good week. Yay, postseason brought to you by North Florida Payroll Services. No probables? You want to do probables? You can play it. Nah. We may double down. I don't know.
Because we'll give them you could give them the probable for tomorrow's game since Headlines is on. We're not doing that,
That's true.
The Yankees and Red Sox matchup.
Locally owned for nearly 15 years, offering payroll and HR services, including full online applicant onboarding, integration into payroll. Save your company money and headaches today. Head to northfloridapayroll.com. Love our friends at North Florida Payroll Services. On the bump tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Primetime ESPN, Yankees, Red Sox. You know they're salivating at ESPN.
Yeah, the best part about that game is ESPN doesn't get a whole lot of time to promo it. Because if they had
been beaten over the head,
they would have taken 17 days if they were given 17 days. They would have promoted every second of every day.
Garrett Cole, Nathan Eovaldi.
Woo! All right.
Good matchup. Should note really quickly, I will go ahead and tell you the Wednesday probables for the NL wildcard, St. Louis and the Dodgers, 8:10 on TBS. I like TBS's coverage. They do a good job.
Yep, and they are going to have some hockey coverage here. You know, that's part of the deal. It's ESPN and Turner.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Adam Wainwright somehow defying the odds and having a great season out of nowhere is going to start for the Cardinals, and he'll go against Max Scherzer. You would guess that is not a good advantage for St. Louis, but it's the Cardinals. They find ways. Could be interesting.
15 years after he threw 83 miles an hour and nothing down the heart of the plate to Carlos Beltran.
Who let it slide right down the heart.
And he's still pitching for the Cardinals in a winner-take-all game. Go figure.
That's quite the career. Quite the career. Again, still around. That's it. That's all. That's a look at those that shall reside on the bump in the next couple of days in your playoff matches. We do have games on Thursday and Friday as well. That's two very exciting matchups. And I should note, congratulations, Braves fans. I know you're excited. Charlie Morton's going to start for you. And that's the guy everybody would want starting out of anybody else in the league is Charlie Morton.
Who do they have? The Brewers or the Giants?
Brewers.
Good series.
That's a great series.
Little Milwaukee tie in there.
There's a good series. That's going to be a fun. That's a series. That's Friday, baby. Oh.
This is that time of the year where you get the noon to midnight.
You're hanging out at like the CP when we have those games that we're over there hanging out. Oh, the playoffs are on right now. Yeah. That's it.
On-site broadcast.
As we wrap it up, Monday Night Football tonight. Yes, fun matchup. Thank you, Las Vegas. Thank you, Chargers. This will be good. I'll watch.
This is a good game. Yeah. This is fantasy football perspective, implications for the division.
I've already lost.
Oh, really?
I lost. I was cruising along, and then fantasy football reared its ugly head. Well, I've got Brady. He didn't do a damn thing for me last night, obviously. And
thanks for the 260 and a couple of sacks.
Yeah. It didn't do much for me, buddy. Struggled with it. These things. And Kelsey had 2 catches for like 6 yards. You got to be kidding me. Good work out of you. Good work, Matthew. Thanks for listening, everybody. Be well.